Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sligo Show, and we're upstairs here in the lovely cosy surrounds of Lillies Bar here in town, and I'm joined today by two of the gentlemen, the only gentlemen responsible I suppose for Sligo Live, which is happening for years and years, and it's coming up very soon again now at the end of October. We have Rory O'Connor and Willie Kelly. Lads, you're very welcome to the Sligo Show. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Brendan.
Having a chat. So you're obviously getting nearer and nearer the big date. So, like in a nutshell, just to remind everyone, the dates it's on again, it's coming up end of October.
Yeah, it's running from the 21st of October until the 31st, which is 11 days.
11 days, okay.
Covering the bank holiday weekend is the second weekend, and then the first the weekend before that.
Yes, okay. And it's, as usual, it'll be down at the ATU, Hawkswell, and all around the town.
Exactly.
We'll get down to the nitty-gritty of all that in a moment. Yeah. So I suppose to bring it back, we've all seen the festival for years, we've seen the posters, but when did it all start, or how did it come about? Or you were the man there with yourself and Shane years ago?
Well, in a nutshell, Shane sort of thought of the idea in the early noughties, the early 2000s. And he approached me, and I said, yeah, I'd go along and work with him on it. And he, at that time, it's hard to believe now, but there were kind of no serious festivals, maybe other than the Choral Festival and a couple of things like that, but in Sligo, so there was no entertainment sort of festivals. And that was a big gap, really, So we started it, and it had ups and downs, particularly the first couple of years, but it's been going now, I think, for about 17 or 18 years.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not every festival lasts that long now.
Yeah, and Shane didn't last that long.
Shane needed a rest.
Shane took the parachute about was it 3 or 4 years ago?
5.
Well, five
Willie
years.
Knows it's 5 years. So I can feel it all.
And Willie just basically was perfect timing. He was at a loose end, and we were at a loose end. We needed somebody to replace Shane. And I have to say, I've been very lucky that Willie is the man who came to us.
Yeah, well, I mean, your own background in music, and then, as I said, your knowledge of the booking and the promoting and all that, so it just married well together now.
Yeah, and it's right, you keep saying Shane, but it's Shane Mitchell, of course.
Yeah, we're supposed to forget Shane Mitchell, famous of Dervish and famous Sligo man. So it was the 2V for years, and now Willie has stepped into the fore. And I suppose it's, as you said, 17, 18 years. Like, what was your favourite gig or favourite memory of all the festival?
There's loads, but
don't worry, I won't insult anyone now.
The most amazing thing was when we got the Buena Vista Social Club in our second year.
Yes.
That was just after the frustration of having a year where we couldn't pull the bill we wanted together, no matter what we did. The one on the race course, so
of course, yeah.
And so then the following year, the Buena Vista Social, and Alabama 3 came along.
That's right.
It was a very good festival that year. And so that Van Morrison was a big one. Sheryl Crow was a big one to get.
True, yeah.
And
it's been some massive mega international names.
Yeah,
because it's not easy to get those kind of acts up to the northwest, And Willie, in your short 5 years, any memories stand out for you that gigs you really enjoyed?
God, I mean, in the short 5 years, memories, I don't know, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I know, you just really getting through it, and maybe you don't always get to enjoy the gigs.
It's incredible, Rory and I work year round on it, really, as soon as it finishes in October. I guess we're wrapping up the previous festival in November, and we're straight back into the looking at the following year again. So it's
sometimes it's hard to get sitting back and have a pint at a game.
It's really
we can manage it.
You manage the odd one, I'd say. You don't get too dehydrated,
but memories, God.
Rhiannon Giddens probably.
Rhiannon Giddens, I suppose Darragh O'Brien I loved actually in my first year programming it, and it was the first year we'd done comedy. Yeah. And we kind of broke away from doing, altogether.
John Bishop,
and it worked really well, and we stuck with that since,
And that's a big part of this year's festival, and we'll get that in a moment. And my next question goes to all your memories, but if I give you a blank check, what act would you love to be able to bring?
Well, you wouldn't maybe need the blank check, but what I'd love to bring is Dave Rollins and Gillian Welsh. They're just kind of the heart of their music is the heart of what we're trying to do with Sligo Live, sort of the kind of combination of kind of traditional but modern and American, Irish, European, just bring something that's.
So they tick all the boxes.
Yeah, and out of the centre of the road and out of the mainstream. The music.
And that's a big part of most of the festival.
Not everybody, but we try to get that kind of quirkiness into it.
It's the first inquiry we make every year.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll get them sometime.
Well,
who knows? They don't really tour anymore.
They haven't been in Europe for a long time, but anyway.
And who would you love now? Really,
I'd need 2 blank checks.
Well, we'll give you 2.
I'd want Bruce Springsteen or something.
Oh wow, yeah, that'd be special, wouldn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
But I often wonder, like, maybe it can happen. Maybe we find a space, or I don't know.
If you asked me last year, will we get Robert Plant? I said, come on. Even when Willie suggested it first, if I can talk about that. But Willie said that, Robert. I said, Willie, get serious, And he said, no, he's been doing very small gigs in Kilkenny and Galway and that. And he contacted the agent, and the agent showed some interest, and then we talked to another festival that we know pretty well, and they're no competition to us. Yeah. And they were very keen, obviously, to do it. And then the agents came back and they said, well, would you mind if we got MCD? And it was going to be a one-off kind of Irish, and then a 2-off Irish performance. I said, would you mind if we got MCD involved in it? And we've been working with LCD ourselves on the vaccination centre for the last few years, so we kind of know them well and we get on well with them. So I said, of course we don't know. So they were doing Galway, Belfast, Cork, and so the whole tour kind of came out of Willie's
doing a bit of
faith and confidence. Yeah.
And for anyone watching, Robert Plant, obviously of Led Zeppelin fame, he might be playing the Led Zeppelin songs this time. It's a kind of a different vibe. How would you describe his new?
It is. So he formed this new band. Obviously, recently he's done this kind of Americana thing with Alison Krauss. Very rootsy American stuff. And then after that, he's formed this folk group called Saving Grace, an amazing female singer in it called Susie Deanne, and 2 other guys in the band, or 3, is it?
3,
yeah. And I mean, they're just real,
folky,
the heart of
earthy,
folk.
rootsy,
And that you were saying, I think that's like nearly sold out or sold out, or
it's completely
sold out. Obviously, says you, But it's even if the mind the selling out part is like what an icon to get, to have the memory of, and bring them over all the way, and they might tell other people, look, you should try that festival or come to Sligo.
And when we're trying to get people again, we can say, well, we've Van Morrison, Robert Plant.
It's Sheryl Crow. You've had a sterling list,
and so on. Elvis Costello. So you can go to start to take
if they've gone, then I should do it.
And it's amazing to get these names to Sligo, although, albeit like it happens every once in a while, it might not be every year you get a name like that.
But that must give you a real shot in the arm. Like we were talking earlier about some of the headaches of organising the festival, but it is trying to get that right lineup, trying to make all the stars align, to get it. That must be the toughest thing, because it takes months.
Yeah, that is the hardest thing to do. Yeah.
Robert Plant at Saving Grace has been trying that for 3 years now. That wasn't just last year. I started trying. Yeah. 3 years.
3 years.
You keep following up, keep in touch. And then eventually it might happen,
Yeah. And your other musical headliners. So Robert Plant is in the ATU in the arena.
He's in the ATU. Yeah. Then you're starting at the end. He's the last major act. We have them and going backwards. Yep. We have Paul Brady doing 2 shows on Friday and Saturday in the Hawkswell, and they're virtually sold out. Okay. There might be single seats left. Then we have the same 2 nights we have Tommy Tierney, so people can go to Tommy one night and go to Paul another night. And it's very different. And he's all but sold out. And then skipping back to the previous weekend, we have, starting the weekend is Seeger Sessions, who are sold out on Friday. Gavin James, still some tickets left for him. He's in the ATU. And on Saturday we have Eve Vagabonds in the Hawkswell. We don't have anybody in the ATU that night. And the Sunday night we have Dylan Moran in the ATU, and a fantastic gig before in the Hawkswell. If people who would prefer music, is Son. Son who played last year with McFlannery. But she has her own band with her this time. She was EP of the week last week on RTE Radio. She's really, really good. She's somebody that really to watch. So
even if people maybe not know the name, go go and check it out.
Yeah, and even more interestingly, I don't know if you want to just cover Campbell Jensen, her special guests are.
Our group called Campbell Jensen, who is Ashley Campbell, happens to be Glenn Campbell's daughter. Glenn Campbell, very, very famous musician, artist. His daughter and her partner, I believe, Rory Jensen. And they've got a really kind of eclectic, unique mix of, he's kind of like gypsy jazz kind of stuff, and she's very much folk. Amazing banjo player, amazing voices actually. They're a little bit like Gillian Welch and Dave Rawlings.
Or like, Watch House, I should say.
Yeah.
So I think people can trust now your taste when you book things. Trust us, go and try this. Even if you don't know the name, there's a real wealth of real top drawer musicians playing. You know what I mean?
That's what we try to do.
Yeah.
And we try to stand over everybody we've played. You know that. No, it doesn't always work.
No, I know.
It works a lot more often than others.
Yeah.
And people have come up to us and say that through Sligo Live they heard of this musician or that musician, and that's the way it should be. You know, that's
No, and that's kind of the special thing about the arrivals.
The arrivals gigs, of course, I was going to say.
Yeah, for emerging artists, I mean, God, there's many that have come out of that. That was built for even.
Yeah.
You know, started there in the beginning, but Saint Sister and who else you might remember?
Limoncello, who are doing very well now. They played early on. The Remedy Club, who will be playing in Sligo Live this year on Saturday afternoon in Anderson's. They're a duo from Wexford. They've been over the years a couple of times. You know, first of all in Ulster and
so they're starting to progress
and kind of moving up the scale. They're very, very good. Really good musicians, you know, and very accessible, you know, to the public.
Yeah. And the arrival sessions is like it's all around the town. You could find a gig in the afternoon or night time. Is it kind of just dotted all over the town? Obviously, it'll be all on the website. But is there any hidden gem there that we mightn't know of that you go, I'm not missing this gig?
Well, there's a guy called Siba Safe. He's from Galway. He's a singer-songwriter, young, you know, a guitarist. He's very, very good. I saw him in that Focus Ireland concert that they did. And he's coming up to play it. He's going places, I think. Other people that we would have, we've still Steve Wickham and Jane Willow, who are kind of from Sligo. He's from Sligo. I told you about the Remedy Club.
We have a long list.
It's a long list. I don't want to be going through this, but we'll have it all in the papers and particularly online on our website. We're slowly moving towards our new website, and I hope to have it maybe within a week. And we'll have the whole timeline of the gigs. But the essential thing is that they're in cafes mainly, and in some of them in pubs, and some of them in other public spaces. But they're all free, you know, and they are on like from certain days from maybe 11 o'clock in the morning right through until 6 o'clock in the evening. We don't have them at night, so we need that for the bigger headliners. But during the day, there's always something to do in Sligo Live. So people have over the years got into this sort of habit of, you know, going from one to another and seeing a whole variety of music. And an awful lot of people, that's their highlight of Sligo Live rather than the big concerts.
True, I suppose it's just a nice casual mooch around and dip in and dip out. And all that,
and especially these days, you know, if people kind of don't have the, you know, if you shell out $53.50 for a gig, it's fairly stiff.
Not for everyone, but you're giving an option for everyone.
And this way, people can go to really excellent musicians and see them for virtually nothing. And the other thing we did this year is to extend it out to North Sligo. Like this year, we've been helped. The arrivals part has been helped by the Catherine Martin's Department of everything.
I know it's the longest department.
Everything including arts and culture.
Yes.
And so we were able to bring it out to like Ross's Point, Strandhill, Cormac, Grange. Balcalooney, Ballysair, the whole kind of the main population centres in North Sligo, you know.
Okay, and as you said, it's kind of extended. Was it 3 or 4 years ago? You extended out from, it was kind of always 4 or 5 nights, and now it's the 10 or 11.
No, it's always been. No, it's be 25 this year. 25 gigs.
So, I mean, nights, number of nights.
Oh, sorry, another nights. Yeah, the Sligo Live, the whole festival.
It was a number of years ago. You kind of
did
expanded.
it the year before COVID.
That was it.
And then we got shot down. You know,
sure, I know.
Last year we just ran a sort of a skeleton festival. You know, with about 5 or 6 gigs. Of some of those even we had to cancel, as it turned out. You know.
Yeah. So it's growing and growing, and you might have a month long yet. You might have the energy for that one.
Wait till we consolidate 2 weeks.
So again, I think you mentioned earlier on for people to buy tickets and find out more information. Obviously, it's SligoLive.ie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Website, and all your social media and all the details.
As Rory said, we've a brand new website coming in about a week where we'll have all the gigs there, the headline gigs, you know, the ticketed ones, and all the free gigs. There'll be a schedule planner there.
The famous booklet's going to be around. Will the booklets be out and around, or just download?
No, I don't think we're going to do the booklet. We'll probably do a leaflet concentrating on arrivals.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, you know, a lot of the gigs, especially later into the festival, are sold out. But the ones early, there are tickets for almost all of them at this stage. Okay. And the tickets can be got either, as you said, from SligoLive.ie, or people can do it who don't really want to go. They can do it by phone or in person from the Hawkswell.
Oh, the Hawkswell.
They act as their ticket agent, so it's kind of organisations in town working with each other.
Yeah, good to see.
Ourselves and yourself.
Yeah. As I said, everyone should promote everyone, and everyone's a lot of good people doing a lot of good things in a variety of things through the year. So, well, look, the best of luck, lads. Thanks for coming in to chat.
And thanks for me. Good luck with the Sligo TV. It's great.
Look, it's good fun. We're having fun, and it's lovely hearing people's stories and having a chat. So we'll hopefully catch a few of the gigs when they all come up.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brendan.
Well, that was Rory and Willie from Sligo Live. So SligoLive.ie for all the details there, and it's coming up at the end of October. So thanks again to Lillies for letting us use their lovely space here. Thanks to Brian behind the cameras doing all the magic, and we'll see you next time. So if you liked what you just seen, don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel here. We've loads of great interviews from a load of really interesting people over the series. And if you're on social media, which I'm sure loads of you are, we are on Instagram and Facebook, so give us a follow there.